What is good, my nasty ass wrestlers? If you guys don't know me, my name's Isaac and I post a new video here every single day. I'm actually posting a vlog later of me and my girlfriend going to the races. So if you want to check that out, I'll be posting that later today. And I'm sorry I haven't been posting in the last couple of days, but I've worked like a combined 24 hours between Friday and Saturday. So I'm pretty exhausted and I think I maybe slept 3. I filmed the video yesterday, but I didn't have time to edit it and it came out pretty bad, so I didn't want to post it. But as you can tell by the title of my video, this is 3 secret rules to wrestling, okay? These are 3 rules I wish someone had told me but when I started. And it starts off with rule number 1. The game of stand-up is really a race to the legs. What you're trying to do while you're standing really is try to grab a hold of their legs while keeping your legs as far away from them as possible, right? If you get a double leg and they can lock around your hips, then you weren't doing it right. You're trying to take them down and control their hips first. Like grab their legs and maintain control of their hips the whole time. That's how you control a person. You control them with their head and their hips, okay? The head is one of the easiest parts to control because you can get a half. You have pieces of leverage to use like that. Whereas with the hips, all you have are the legs, and the legs are the strongest parts of the body. So it's pretty hard to control. That's why it's worth 2 points. The whole game is trying to be faster to the other person's legs. Whoever can level change, get their shot off, and scoop up the legs faster, then that is who the winner of the stand-up game will be. 99% of the time. I mean, yeah, you can counter, but a lot of the time when you're waiting for the counter, then you get taken down in the process. You know what I mean? Like if you're just looking for a counter, if you're looking to pancake someone, then it's not going to be given to you all the time. You have to create your own opportunities in this sport. And that leads me to number 2, is top position. Number 2. So when the period starts, obviously you choose top, bottom, neutral, or defer. And when you're on top, what you want to do is you want to limit the space in between your hips. So you want to close the space in order to flatten him out. You want to control his hips with your hips, right? You never want to be hunched over like this. You want to have your hips, you want to have your butt and your hips with all your weight pressing into him. With all your weight pressing into him, okay? And as you block the knees, as you stop his moves, then you start collecting parts, right? You put a leg in, maybe you get a half and a tight waist. You just have to find points of leverage, right? In your school, they teach you points of leverage. You just have to understand that they're points of leverage, right? So what you want to do is keep pressure on his hip and you want to start collecting points of leverage, like let's say a leg, a half, a tight waist, a claw, western hook. You know what I mean? You just want to collect points of leverage in order to turn him. So let's go over that again. Right, so you start the whistle and you're keeping pressure on his hip. You're not letting him get out. Your points of leverage will change, right? This is a very creative sport. People get out, people are very athletic. So if you start with a chop and a 2-on-1, don't count on keeping that 2-on-1 to turn him the whole time. You have to switch to an arm bar or a half or a rebar or whatever, it doesn't matter. Basically like the fundamentals of top position. This leads me into bottom position, which is the opposite of that, right? You're trying to get your hips away from this dude. The more space you can create, the more space you have to work. So what you're trying to do is create space, and either you have to decide whether you're gonna switch or you're gonna stand up. On bottom, you wanna start with your back arch. You wanna give them as little surface area to put weight on you as possible. So you wanna be like this, lead on your hands, and just ready to pop up. Okay? Super ready to pop up. The second you hear that whistle blow, the moves are gonna start, right? It's gonna start chain wrestling. So your first idea is to get the hips away from him and either switch or stand up, right? Because his first step of control is controlling your hips, and you wanna keep control of your hips, okay? You can't really control him. And then the next part, if you're standing up, is grab his hands. You wanna get really strong at grabbing a set of hands. I have done it so many times, literally I feel like I can break someone's hand. Sorry, my camera battery just died, but so you're trying to get your hips out from under him, grab his hands, and turn into him as fast as you can. Or if you're hitting the switch, this makes me so angry because I was taught a switch wrong for so long, alright? So in a switch, right, you start with your hands on the mat. I was always taught to replace my hands, right? Really what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to shoot this hand this way, and you have to have this hand looking for the leg. And the second this hand touches the leg, when you're switching, right? You're sitting out, you're switching, you're turning into him, you wanna lock around his leg, right? Because the counter to the switch is just him stepping in between your legs and bullying you over. These are very complicated and I can go more in depth into them in other videos. But if you guys like my content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I post a new video every single day, except for when I work like crazy because I've been working like a freaking dog. I'm gonna post a vlog later. Tell me how you guys like that. I like doing vlogs. I mean, I have my girlfriend. We're going to the horse races. You should check it out. If you guys have any video suggestions, comment it down below. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.